Here's your daily dose of crypto airdrop alpha. So let's jump right into a claim that is currently live, and this is for the Cove token. Cove is a Starknet DeFi application where you can make swaps and provide liquidity. Their token dropped today, and they're actually dropping 33% of the supply to the community. And that is from a total supply of 10 million tokens. The remaining supply is going to the DAO and the team. Now, this airdrop has yet again had a very violent drop in price. So at the time of the claim, it was trading at around $5.50, even $6. And then since then has just absolutely plummeted to just over $1. So me personally, I managed to claim about 60 tokens across 2 wallets, and unfortunately I wasn't able to sell them at those elevated prices. I kept getting transaction errors because Starknet honestly kind of sucks, and so now I'm stuck bag holding these tokens. I could sell them now for like $1 a piece, but honestly, it feels pointless. So there's a couple of good things and a couple of bad things about this drop. Obviously, the bad thing is that the price just absolutely plummeted. The good thing is the amount of the supply that was actually airdropped to users. 33.3% is honestly kind of an unheard of number. That's a very high amount. And then in terms of the actual value of this protocol, it basically has now a fully diluted market cap of $11.5 million. And some of these tokens aren't actually in circulation yet. So honestly, it's kind of crazy how poorly this one is done. It's really dumped, and at this point, I might just hold my 60 tokens because it's basically dust at this point anyways, and I'm wondering whether or not this one has dumped too far. And I have one more airdrop hope within the Starknet ecosystem, which is the Nostra Finance app. Honestly, after that token drops, I'm probably going to leave the ecosystem altogether. That's kind of the last thing that I'm waiting for. And before I move on to a couple of other claims that are open, as well as some interesting new stuff that is happening today, I just wanted to share this because this is a list of all of the airdrops that I have personally received since only the beginning of April. Even if we go back to the start of this year, there's a lot of other ones to add to the list as well. But just since the beginning of April, I have received all of these airdrops, and I realized actually I forgot a bunch, including these ones here and now Cove. And the point that I wanted to make about this is that when we're receiving an airdrop almost every day or every couple of days, that's an insane amount of new tokens that are flooding the marketplace. And like I've spoken about previously, if there's no net new buyers for these tokens, obviously the price is going to drop like what we saw this morning with Cove. And the airdrop marketplace is super saturated for sure. It was honestly better a couple of months ago in January, February, and March, where maybe we got an airdrop once every couple of weeks instead of a few times per week. That way it was spaced out a little bit more. The market has more time to absorb the tokens, and then you don't see such violent price action when the token actually drops. Like, when was the last time we saw a token actually pump solidly post TGE? I think probably it was the Athena ENA token, and then EtherFi before that, that actually did quite well after launch. So moving forward, I personally am going to continue farming airdrops because I still do see it as a solid risk reward opportunity. But with the amount of airdrop saturation, if teams are thinking of dropping tokens, I wonder if it wouldn't actually be better to sort of space them out a little bit more, because this is insane. Anyways, let's move on now to more airdrop predictions. So Ron from Box Mining shared this today. This is coming from the Satori Finance Perp Dex. And by the way, you should definitely give Ron a follow on Twitter if you haven't already. He's got some great airdrop guides, and his YouTube channel unfortunately got deleted last week, so I think he needs a couple of follows on Twitter. Anyways, apparently Satori Finance has maybe accidentally leaked the supply and tokenomics for the ZK Sync token. Now, there's just so many conflicting reports coming out at this point. What is the ticker symbol even going to be? If it's ZK Sync, I actually don't like that ticker symbol that much, and I think the quality of the ticker actually reflects sometimes in the price action. Anyways, if this is real and this is actually coming from Satori Finance's own application, then we have a max supply of 1 billion tokens and apparently an initial trading price of $5 per token, which would put this at a $5 billion FDV. So yeah, we will see what happens with this. With the amount of leaks and hints, I think we need some solid announcement from ZK Sync. Okay, next up, if you farmed the Massa airdrop campaign, you can now go to the website and claim your tokens. I completely faded this, so I'm not eligible for any, but if you did participate, you can go and collect your allocation. Moving on, you can also check your allocation, not claim yet, but you can check your allocation for the Favor airdrop. So if you used this application, which is another one of these SocialFi apps, you can go and check to see how many tokens you're going to be getting. The token is not actually live or claimable yet, but there's more details here on the tokenomics, and 3% of the token supply is going to be released in the first round of this airdrop. Another airdrop that you can see your allocation for is from the BitGet wallet. So they announced the conversion of points to tokens here, and the conversion ratio is set at 4.1 BitGet wallet points to the BitGet wallet tokens. And the portal to actually claim your allocation will be coming soon, but now you can calculate exactly what you're going to get. Okay, let's move on now to the Puff airdrop campaign, which is honestly probably my favorite ongoing airdrop campaign. So if you are staking Puff or you're staking METH and you have the Blue Magic BMT tokens, you can now actually go and participate in the second game, and you can earn a share of up to 3 million Puff tokens. So this latest game you can access by clicking on the Cauldron tab in Puff's penthouse and going to the Whack a Gecko game right here. And the way that this game works is that you have to basically guess or predict what the Puff token's CoinGecko rank is going to be when the game ends in just under 2 days. So currently the Puff token sits at a market cap that puts it at rank 577 on the CoinGecko total crypto market cap list. And you have to guess where you think it's going to fall at the end of this game. And so with this game, I actually think it's much more difficult than the previous game to guess correctly. First of all, because there's so many different options, and second of all, because there's actually no real way to predict this, and I'm guessing that none of us have the power to actually move the price of the token up or down unless you are a massive, massive Puff whale. But the longer that you wait, the potency of your BMT tokens goes down, and then you won't get as much of the rewards even if you do choose the correct bucket. So if you wait 24 hours to deposit your BMT tokens into one of these, then you'll actually get much less. However, if you wait until right before the end of the game, you'll have a much better idea of where it's going to fall in the rankings, and so a much better chance of winning. And then I guess it boils down to whether or not you want to get the full value and just kind of gamble it or spread it out, or if you want to wait till the last second to have kind of a guarantee of winning, but then only get a fraction of the winnings because the potency of the BMT goes down. Okay, next up, now that Mode has been integrated into the Jumper exchange, they've launched a new quest where you can actually win a share of $80,000. So there's a little button that you can click here in the Jumper profile section. It will bring you to the Galaxy tab with the quest, and the rewards are going to be paid out in OP tokens if you actually do win. So there's a variety of different activities here, and it's probably a good thing to do because you'll be hitting the Jumper bridge anyways, and then potentially winning some additional rewards. Okay, next up, the Data Ownership Protocol, or the DOP team, has released a ceremony that you can participate in. And this is the prelude to actually launching on mainnet. So hopefully those DOP tokens that we got will be transferable sometime soon. And basically what you have to do is just visit this website here, click this button, participate in ceremony. Then you sign in either with your X or Twitter profile or your GitHub account, and then click this button here to run your contribution. And then it wants you to just input something random. So I'll just put a bunch of random letters and numbers in here. Then you click contribute, and then just leave this open until it actually goes through. All right, next up, let's talk about Zeta Markets, because today they announced that they're dropping an additional 1% of supply on top of all of the other tokens that are allocated to people trading on the platform. And this 1% of supply is going to community teams or other communities within the Solana ecosystem. So the list of communities is here. If you hold or stake some of these assets, or you trade on dBridge Finance, or you hold some of these NFTs, then you can qualify for an additional allocation. Now, in order to get this additional allocation, what you need to do is go to the Zeta Markets application, click on this tab up here where it says competition, and then select which community you want to join. And you can only actually pick one of them, so I recommend you choose wisely. However, you also need to qualify for it. So you can't join the Tensorians community if you don't actually have a Tensorian NFT, or if you don't stake a minimum of 100 Jupe tokens, you can't join the Jupiter community. But if you do qualify for one of these, then you can just simply click join that community, and then if they actually win the competition, you get an additional supply. So there's bonus tokens going to number 1, number 2, and number 3 based on which community actually gets the most trading volume. So I personally joined the Pi staking community because it had fewer members than the Jupiter community, and actually they are doing much better in terms of the arena leaderboard. So this is what it looks like right now. The Pyth team is currently winning. So if you do have over 1,000 Pyth tokens staked, maybe that's a good team to join. And also, since there's fewer actual members in this community, then we would split the prize allocation amongst a smaller group of people, so more tokens per person. Anyways, this is not fully played out yet. The competition is going to be going for another 2 weeks. And so I suppose this means that the Z token TGE is going to be at least an additional 2 weeks from now. I thought it would be sooner, honestly, but it is what it is. Okay, next up, Brian, the CEO of Layer 0 Labs, has apparently come out and said that of all of the wallets that transacted with the Layer 0 protocol, he thinks that only 400 to 800,000 of them are actually real. So 6 to 13% of addresses are actually going to get this airdrop. Such a tiny, tiny percentage. So honestly, the more information that keeps coming out of Layer 0 and the way that the CEO is basically digging in his heels and being kind of obstinate about this, it's making me even more bearish on this airdrop. At this point, obviously, I would love to get some tokens. Free money is free money, but I am not holding my breath for this one. Anyways, let's move to another announcement, which I think is actually pretty bullish, and that is the Switchboard is now partnering with Sanctum. So if you're farming the Sanctum airdrop already, it may mean that you could already be qualifying for an additional airdrop from Switchboard, because now that they've integrated with Sanctum, you could potentially be earning Switchboard orbs simply by holding the Sanctum LSTs in your wallet or by using the Infinity LST in Solana DeFi. Another Solana announcement that came out yesterday is if you have parcel tokens, you can now actually put them into MarginFi and earn points for the MarginFi airdrop. However, if you do that, then you won't be getting the points multipliers for parcel round 2. So at this point, you're stuck with the decision to do either one or the other, but hopefully they actually fix it so that you can deposit into MarginFi and still earn the points boost for parcel round 2. Okay, next up, a quick update for Tyco. If you tried to enter their whitelist raffle to mint one of their Tycoon NFTs, you can go and check to see if your wallet made it onto the whitelist list. They have a list of wallet addresses here, so you can Control F and search to see if you made it. So if you did win an NFT whitelist, congratulations, it's probably going to come with an allocation of TKO tokens. And then speaking of Tyco, this was posted today that it's going to be a big month for Tyco. And this is from one of the comms and community people that actually works there. So maybe Tyco token in May, we'll see. 2 more quick pieces of information for you. For starters, Altu Finance actually announced a raise of $8 million. So this makes farming their airdrop campaign a little bit more bullish, and it makes getting Altu Finance points actually potentially more worthwhile. And then speaking of points, if you're farming the Elixir airdrop, currently Elixir points are trading on Whales Market for just under $6 a point. And what we've seen with the trend in these pre-market points trading is that they generally seem to trade for much higher values than whatever the token actually trades at post-launch. And so maybe the new airdrop meta is to actually sell points before the airdrop, although if you do want to use Whales Market to sell points, you need to put up collateral, and that can be quite expensive. Or the other potential play on this new post-launch drop meta is to actually wait until the airdrop jitters get out and then buy the token and hope that it goes up. This would have worked with tokens like Camino. I'm not sure if it will work for Mode or Ekubo, we'll see. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you found this useful as always. Thanks so much for watching, and I will keep bringing airdrop alpha videos as long as there's actual airdrop alpha to be had. I don't think that airdrops are dead, regardless of what some people are dropping in the comments here on YouTube, and I do still see a lot of opportunity in the space. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.